been, underpins the Mao mission, and just, that they make their own products. So they manufacture their own products. They're primarily a research and development company, and they formulate products that are non-toxic, as well as a full range of nutritionals. And they're scientists first and foremost, and use the vehicle of network marketing to distribute the products. Well, at the time I was thinking, maybe the price was going to be an issue. So I said, listen, I'll have a think about it. And then I said to her, come back and tell me a bit more. And I decided that, it was better to buy them from one place than to kind of shop around. Maybe I was going to save a few dollars here and there, but it was really good to be able to purchase products from a company that seemed very trustworthy, that were manufacturing their own products. They had a mission behind them. So I started with Tom's products back with his previous company, fell in love with the full range, and then sort of continued on from there, was interested in getting the products for free. And of course, then Tom started Sisel, the late Tom Sr., with his son, Tom Mauer Jr., who you can see in the picture here. In 2006, they started Sisel. So Sisel's been around quite some time. So they're not going anywhere anytime soon. They are protected by a dynasty trust. So that means that for at least over 100 years, the company can't be broken up or sold. They want to pass it down through the generations. And you can see Tom's sons in this picture, Caden and Thomas and his sister, Liesl. So 3 generations strong in the Mauer family. And the company is 100% debt-free. So we don't have to worry about them going out of business because they can't pay their bills. They're fully covered. They've got a dedicated research and development facility and manufacturing specifically for Sisel. And it's been set up so that they can continue to grow the company. So it's a pretty amazing facility. And I was fortunate enough to visit that facility 2 or 3 months ago and was really amazed at the sort of love and care that goes into all the products, sourcing the ingredients and, vetting the ingredients, checking that they don't have contaminants or heavy metals. They use liquid chromatography, a method to test for purity and quality of ingredients. So it's just a fantastic facility they have there. It's a fantastic company with really high quality products. And so that's a little bit about Sisel. So we're going to be talking about the Sisel Fire&Ice product. And as I mentioned, it is one of my favorite products. I use this pretty much, or not pretty much, every day. I do use it every day. And I use it as a replacement for, things like Diet Coke or energy drinks because of all the reasons that we're going to cover tonight. But essentially, it's a very smooth energy. It provides a smooth energy. You don't get jitters or a crash because of the way it's been formulated. And it comes in different flavors. There's the pineapple and also the mango and peach flavor. So just a little bit of background about obesity and the issues that this causes for a lot of people being overweight. It actually contributes to all sorts of diseases. It makes people more prone to strokes and heart attacks, type 2 diabetes, more likely to get cancer and other health conditions as a result of being overweight. So I always say that, anyone who's got a health condition, it's really important to first look at your weight, try and get that into the healthy range, and then continue on looking at any other challenges that you've got going on. But if you can get your weight into a healthy range, that's going to go a long way into improving your overall health. So we're talking about the Sisel Fire&Ice, and so it's a natural fat-burning, energizing drink. And, many people get tired of sort of getting jitters or a crash. And some of these energy drinks that people take can definitely do that. They can pick you right up and then drop you just as quickly. Things, even sodas and juices, they can spike the glycemic index and make you feel very alert initially, but then drop you down. They're also potentially loaded with fructose corn syrup and sugar. And so consuming these types of drinks can lead to weight gain because, you're getting those extra calories. And so we really want to have constant energy. We want really good energy that's consistent, constant. We don't want the ups and downs. And at the same time, being able to burn fat for energy. And so the other thing is that stimulation of insulin, which can lead to fat storage when we're consuming these type of sugary drinks. So the solution really, one of the solutions that you can look at is the Sisel Fire&Ice. Now I've got the word tea in here. So it did used to be called the Sisel Fire&Ice tea. They've removed the tea, but it is based on Dr. Reese's formula, which we're going to cover shortly. But it is just really a great option to, as I said, replace your soda and energy drinks. So if you're drinking Diet Coke or any diet drinks, consider trying this product because
Recording stopped.
I think that you'll find,
Recording in progress.
sorry, just cut out for a second there. I think that you'll find that this is a fantastic replacement. And I was really searching for something that I could take instead of having something like a Diet Coke. I didn't want the calories. I wanted a little bit of caffeine for energy. And I've just fallen in love with this product. And that those of you who are on the call, or if you're listening to the recording, stay on till the end because I will share a form. And if you're interested in trying this product, I will happily send you a sample with a Fire and Ice diet that you can follow, and you can give this product a go, and I'm sure that you will be pleasantly surprised. So we really want to turn up our thermostat, but we don't want to increase our anxiety. So when we have these peaks and troughs of sugar going in and out of our body from sugary drinks, and also typically caffeine from the energy drinks, that too can pick you up and then drop you quite quickly. So what's different about this particular product is it contains buffered caffeine. So buffered caffeine is a really unique ingredient. It's not found in many products, and it actually helps to give you sustained energy. So 2 to 4 hours of balanced energy without, and this is the key point here, without stressing the adrenal glands, because caffeine can add extra stress to the adrenal glands. For someone like myself, I'm actually caffeine sensitive, and I basically don't metabolize caffeine at the same rate as potentially somebody else. And that's been confirmed through a genetic test that I had done called Smart DNA. And one of the tests, one of the components of that test actually looked at how well do I metabolize caffeine from a genetic perspective. And it said that I was a slow metabolizer of caffeine. Actually, this didn't come as too much of a surprise because when I was younger at high school, I was studying for exams in year 12. And I was taking, at that time, trying to stay awake so I could cram as much information into my brain before exams. And I was taking caffeine tablets. And I will remember getting like very jittery, feeling quite sick, and making me feel anxious. So I was kind of aware that maybe caffeine didn't agree with me, and I couldn't tolerate it that well. So the great thing about this product is that it's got the buffered caffeine. So you've got a slow release caffeine. And for me, this product works really well. I tend to split the product too, which I'll touch on towards the end, but I take half a sachet and then use the other half later on the next day. So I just kind of want to reduce the caffeine, but I still get the benefits of the product. But that's for me. And for many of you, the whole sachet would be completely fine. So it does help with appetite control. So this product is very good at curbing your appetite between meals. So when have had your breakfast and after breakfast, you're in between breakfast and lunch, this is a great time to take the product, or also after lunch in the afternoon for a pick-me-up. This product works really well. We're going to talk about how it actually burns fat and how it curbs your appetite. It is also rich in nutrients, so it's got vitamin C in there and a full spectrum of the B vitamins. So it's really power-packed with B, and we'll go through those and how they can actually benefit you. But we've got B1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 12. This may not come out 100%, might be a little bit fuzzy. I can still read it. Hopefully you can there too. But you can see this is the ingredients, and we've got a really good amount of vitamin C in there. We've got 500 milligrams. We've only got 4 grams of carbohydrate, and we're going to talk about how the body processes that. We've talked about the B vitamins in there. We've got copper, chromium, and potassium, which we'll get into. So it is a proprietary blend, and it's also got green tea extract in there as well. And so we'll go to the next slide. So yeah, the B vitamins in here, it's a B complex, which is really great because many people are deficient in the B vitamins. And you've all heard of the, Pick Me Up BB Bounce from other products on the market. This is a much, obviously, higher quality with really good amounts of the B vitamins in there. So we've got B1 in there. So Thiamine plays an essential role in metabolizing by helping convert nutrients into energy. We've got riboflavin, helps convert food into energy, also acts as an antioxidant. There's some niacin in there. B3 helps, plays a role in cellular signaling, metabolism, and DNA production and repair. It's got B5, so like other B vitamins, pantothenic acid helps your body obtain energy from food and is also involved in hormone and cholesterol production. We've got B6 in there. So this is involved in amino acid metabolism and red blood cell production. This is a really important one, and it is also supports the body in the creation of neurotransmitters. We've got B7 in there. Biotin is essential for carbohydrate and fat metabolism, helps regulate gene expression. We've got B9 in there. So folate's really important, needed for cell growth, amino acid metabolism, and the formation of red and white blood cells. And then, of course, everyone knows the benefit of B12. So we've got a good amount of B12 in there, and that's important for neurological function, DNA production, red blood cell development. So the B vitamins are obviously really critical, and they are water-soluble vitamins, so you do need them on a daily basis. We've got a great testimonial here from Margaret, and she said she can't believe how good Fire and Ice is. This morning, feeling exhausted after a long week, I had the Fire and Ice, and literally 5 to 10 minutes later, feeling awake and energized. What an amazing product. And this is definitely my experience of this product too. I can be feeling, down, a bit tired, and as soon as I have it, I'm feeling much more alert, awake, and feeling really good. And I actually get very strong cravings for this product. So once you try it, if you try it for a little while, I'll be surprised if you don't start getting cravings for it. And when I don't have it, I definitely miss it. So what's so good about this product? Okay, so we've talked about buffered caffeine. We've talked about B vitamins. It was actually formulated by a world-renowned doctor called Dr. Anne Louise Allen, and she's a leading researcher in thermogenics. And she has developed this formula. We're going to hear from her in a little bit, but it's got a patented low-glycemic sweetener in it. It uses a patented fruit sweetener made from organic pomegranate fruit, and it actually removes the high glycemic ingredients to ensure low glycemic response for everyone. So they want to know that when you're consuming this product, you're not spiking your sugar levels, your insulin in your blood, and that you're getting a nice, steady, consistent release of energy. So we talked about the buffered caffeine there, and so this is a unique ingredient in this product. Because normal caffeine can actually stimulate insulin and fat storage when it's bringing your energy levels up and then going down really quickly. So the buffered caffeine does not do this, and they've done plenty of testing for this. So there's no fructose corn syrup in there. It's gluten, dairy, soy, vegan friendly product as well. So it gives you a metabolic boost. We've got a blend in there of green tea extract. So that provides high levels of EGCG, so a powerful thermogenic agent, which boosts your metabolic rate. It's got antioxidants in there too. The green tea compounds and the vitamin C help to fight free radicals, so it's really good for immune boosting. Got chromium in there too, and this is great for blood sugar. So it's got a particular type of chromium, picolinate, and this is a master regulator of blood sugar, and it helps to support healthy glucose levels. We've got essential minerals in there like potassium and copper that help protect your bones and teeth during the fat burning process so you don't leach them out of your body. So how would you actually take this product? So as I said, you can take the whole sachet, and if you stay on the call to the end, we'll share the link in the chat, and then you can click on that and fill your details in, and we'll post you out one. But you can take the whole sachet. Now, I really recommend putting it into probably 1 liter of water if you're going to do the whole sachet. For me, if you do half a sachet, you can put it in 500 mils of water. If you don't add enough water with this product, it'll be way too sweet and maybe, not a bit unpalatable. So you do need to add enough water. And the other thing is too, you can add some crushed ice in there too. It's fantastic as a refreshing drink. So it's called the Sisel Fire&Ice. The name tea has been removed from it. But it is designed to be drunk cold and chilled. So upon waking, if you were going to have it 3 times a day, and this would be for somebody who's very comfortable having caffeine. So if you know that you can metabolize caffeine quite well, then you could go up to 3 times a day. If you feel you can't take too much caffeine, then you probably wouldn't want to do this. I would do, half a stick as an option if you feel you're caffeine sensitive. But upon waking, you can turn your body's fat burning switch on. So by mid-morning, as I mentioned, help the fat burning and curb pre-lunch cravings. So the great thing about having this product in the after lunch, before lunch and after breakfast, and also after lunch but before dinner, is that you're going to help to curb those cravings when you're trying to reach for some extra food or something sweet. This product is really good at curbing those cravings so that you're not snacking or having extra things. So it really does work well in that regard too. And it helps to combat the post-slump, lunch slump, and avoid the evening snacking. So it must be consumed in your stomach for about 20 minutes before and an hour after for maximum thermogenic effect. Now, I've put together this infographic, for want of a better word, and happy to share this with you. This has got an example diet for weight loss and how to use the fire and ice with the key tips that I've kind of put on there about how to actually mix the sachet and the key benefits of the product. So, switching from fat storing to fat burning, it's low glycemic, balanced energy, buffered caffeine. You've got patented hunger control, thermogenic fat burning, and it helps to combat stress-related eating. So a lot of people eat out of feeling stressed when we've got those B vitamins in there, the slow-release caffeine. It's really going to help for you to it's going to deter you from snacking and reaching for those sugary treats, because hopefully this will satisfy you. So just also, obviously, I've mentioned about consulting a physician if you've got any health conditions, and if you do experience any adverse effects, then cease using the product. Okay, so in terms of complementary Sisel product, I would recommend taking this with the age pill if you really want a good boost. So the age pill obviously is also one of my favorite products. So while Fire and Ice focuses on fat burning and metabolic energy, the age pill works to address cellular energy at the deepest level. So the Sisel age pill is formulated to support the body's natural process related to glycation, and that contributes to aging. So you can get synergistic benefits by combining age pill and the Fire and Ice, because you've got the energy and the fat burning, and then the age pill also helps with energy and ATP production. So these two products could be a great combination together, and this is something that you could recommend to someone, and I really feel they'll get good results with both these products. So I like to take them together as well, and then you've got the B vitamins in there, so that is fantastic, and it goes in conjunction with the age pill. Okay, so now I'm going to play 10 minutes. We're going to finish up by listening to Dr. Allen and how this product was actually formulated. So just bear with me for a second. Okay, just stop the share for a second. I'm just going to bring up the recording.
Up with this? How did you come up with it? Tell us the story about it. I mean, this product has sold millions, if not billions of dollars in sales because of what it does. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, because I'm a scientist, because certain things piss me off, okay? They do. And if I see something that's going on in terms of human health that makes me mad, it's like, Crush will tell you, I'll call him up one day. I just got the idea for a brand new product, which I'd love to tell you about, but it's really cool. Okay, and he goes, Doc, we got to do it. We got to do the research, do the science, file a patent on this. So yeah. So whenever I see like there's a problem, I get obsessed with it. Okay, in science and research. I mean, that's what we do in our clinic at the Glycemic Research Institute, and we do board-approved human in vivo clinical trials for the United States government, the Canadian government, the UK government, and the World Health Organization. So our clinical trials have to be real accurate, okay? Because the government doesn't mess around with that. You make a mistake on a clinical trial, and somebody's going to sue you. Because we do trials for Procter & Gamble and Hershey and, all of the big boys, Department of Agriculture. So we have to be seriously accurate. And so we're constantly developing new methodologies to push the boundaries of testing, either for glycemic index, glycemic load, brain glycemic indexing, adiposity, fat cells, whatever. And so I invented the coffee and tea and filed a patent on it in 1983. And here's why. My brother's girlfriend, I told my brother, I said, you need to be careful. His girlfriend was Diane Bonanno from the Bonanno family, okay? We're not Italian. We're French Huguenot. And I told my brother, I said, you mess around with this girl, you go find yourself in a trunk stabbed, right? So she came to me and she goes, hey, Ann Deweese, listen. We got a whole office full of people here in Washington, D.C. in our real estate office, and, they're drinking coffee all day and tea, but they're just getting fatter and fatter, and can you do something about it? I said, yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to make some fat-burning coffee and tea. She started laughing hysterically. She goes, you're so funny. You're so funny. All right, but then I started thinking, hey, wait a minute, right? Why couldn't I invent fat-burning thermogenic coffee and tea? It's not so crazy. If you know how to induce dietary-induced thermogenesis, which is the main mechanism for getting rid of excess calories, and then it doesn't matter what you put it in. So, of course, me and my crazy science brain, I'm sitting there writing formulas, right, like crazy, and my brothers and sisters go, oh, no, she's off on another toot. Look at her. Don't even try and talk to her. She's writing down. All right, then I start messing around with putting the compound in coffee and whatever, filed a federal patent on it, and my patent attorney said, there's no way you're getting a patent on this. There's no way. Of course I did. For the first low-glycemic, fat-burning coffees and teas or anything that went into liquid, it didn't matter what I put it in. I can put it in dishwater, girls. It's going to work, okay? So I thought, well, why coffee and tea? Because that's what we drink. Isn't that the most consumed beverages in the world? Absolutely. And, we did a lot of research on coffee and showing that coffee will make you fat. Coffee can make you fat because it stimulates the key code and stimulates insulin. So that's how we started it, and I was just all hopping excited to make fat-burning coffees and teas and said, all right, now I need to make the tea taste good, make it work good, and put other couple of really fun things in there, like debloating for women. So that's how I that's how I invented it.
I love to hear the stories behind products, and I love the fact that you're helping the general public lose unhealthy fat, because we all know fat is active. We used to think it just sat there and did what fat does, but it's actually it's active, and it creates bad stress hormones and all kinds of things. So thank you for being on.
You are so smart. You're so smart. You know that they recently acknowledged fat and skin as its own organ. That skin is now its own organ because it has its own game plan, and now fat cells are their own organ because they got their own little game plan.
Wow. Well, thank you for helping us eliminate all this unhealthy fat. So what I would like to do is, we do a product call every time a new product comes out, and we talk about how it works and the ingredients. So let's talk about the ingredients in the tea, and at the end of the call, too, I'd love to have that Q&A session. We've got some great questions from people on the team and people on Facebook. And so
well, girl, you know how I love questions and answers.
I do. I
love to hear from everybody out there. I wish I could see them and hear them right now.
Well, I'll tell you what, I sent you the questions in advance from Facebook. Did you notice I left everyone's photos on there so you could see who they were?
I am so happy you did that because I like to see who I'm talking to. That's why I love an open call where they can just ask me questions. Of course, it would be chaos, right? Okay, I understand it would be total chaos. Because we'd be talking about Lord knows what. We would go off on a tangent. And we would never get back on the topic of tea. We'd be talking about shoes or something, or I don't know. So yes, thank you for doing that. I thought that was fabulous.
Okay,
yeah, fat-burning shoes. I like that.
Oh, yeah, but you know what? They're called tennis shoes. They're called sneakers. All right, so let's talk about the ingredients. Tell us. I've got the label here in front of me.
Okay.
I don't have the tea yet, guys. But, you've got vitamin C in there. You've got B vitamins. You've got some minerals, and you've got a lot of copper. And then you've got this proprietary blend of caffeine and green tea. So why don't we start with the most effective ingredients first? What gives it that thermogenic fat-burning ability?
Well, here's the issue. You can induce thermogenesis, right? But the key is you need to do it right. Okay. You can say, okay, this is thermogenic or that's thermogenic, but if you're not going to do it right, you're not going to do it in accordance with how the human body works, then just don't bother at all. Do it right or don't do it at all. I say. That goes for cooking too. So, um, the thing is, what we understand about thermogenesis is you can instigate thermogenesis, but you've got to do it in a holistic way because it's going to affect the whole body, okay? Now, what we don't want is to have anybody, shaking so hard from thermogenesis and getting so jacked up, that they drive off a cliff or they start banging on their kitchen walls with a pot, right? Because if you induce too much thermogenesis, people be going crazy, okay? So we don't want that.
Okay.
We also don't want to induce the side effects of thermogenesis when it's not done correctly, which you can increase water weight and bloat up. You can burn too little or too much thermogenesis. So every single ingredient in that tea has been researched by me for over 30 years in human in vivo clinical trials, and we have thousands and thousands of clinical trials because I was darn determined to make sure that if we were going to do thermogenesis in people, it was going to be safe and effective. Now, there's only so much thermogenesis that you can instigate for the fat cells to speed up their fat burning, let go of their contents, okay? And they have to be eased out of it. You cannot just take a fat cell and smack it upside the head and go, okay, I don't want you to be fat anymore, I want you to be thin. So let's look at it this way. Everybody has a certain number of fat cells, right? But that doesn't determine in terms of thermogenesis how overweight or fat you're going to be. It's if the fat cell is bloated fat, okay, it's it's the size of a big marshmallow, and they do look like marshmallows. They actually, in a biopsy or under a microscope, they look like a marshmallow, like a Stay Puft marshmallow, okay? So you can choose to either have fat cells or you can have thin fat cells. If you get the fat cell to become thin and flat, then you're a thin and shapely person. If you keep filling up that fat cell with contents and then the fat cell has no way to get rid of it, to burn it, okay, then you're going to gain weight and gain weight and gain weight, okay? And we're going to talk about in a minute about PMS and estrogen and menopause of how that stops thermogenesis, okay? So every single ingredient there is based on forcing that fat cell to naturally let go of its contents, speed up the fat burning process in your body. So it's like being on a mouse wheel, okay? Now the other thing you can do is to stop putting things in your mouth that make the fat cells get fat. When one fat cell touches another, that's the trigger to make more fat cells. So we just keep filling them up and filling them up. So in thermogenesis, putting the right B vitamins in there and potassium, and I created the first buffered caffeine, and we still have the only, well, as Karsha will tell you, we have one and only buffered caffeine. And why do we want to buffer caffeine? Go to Starbucks, right, and park yourself up there and drink about 5 Starbucks coffees or lattes, right? You'll be jittering off the planet. You'll be talking you'll be talking so crazy, right? That somebody will go, "Shut up. Just shut it up." You know what I'm saying? When you're like, you're yattering, but you can't even control it, or somebody else is yattering, and you just want to hit them on the head with a fly swatter. Okay, that's thermogenesis out of control, but that type of thermogenesis doesn't burn fat. Okay, that's from too much caffeine. So I created buffer caffeine, right? So I surround the caffeine molecule with a buffer that makes you not jittery, makes it not go into the fat cell, makes it not stimulate insulin. It makes that caffeine molecule behave. And to this day, we have the only buffered caffeine in the world. You will not see buffered caffeine anywhere else. And we're the
So we're going to leave it there. That's 10 minutes of that call. If you want to listen to the rest of that call, I'll share that link so you can listen to the recording. So Dr. Allen talked about her ingredients and the unique aspects of the formulation and having the buffered caffeine. I'm just going to come back to the presentation and just finish up because I do want to share a link with you so that for those of you who are on the call, you can let me just see here. Stop the share just for a second. So if you would like a sample of the Fire and Ice tea, I'm going to drop it in the chat box just while I finish up the call. Let me just do that here for a second. Okay, yeah, and I'll also share. So there's the link. So if you're on the call and you'd like a sample, please fill in the form, and I've just put that in there too. And if you would like to listen to the whole recording on the Fire and Ice formulation, I'm going to put that in the chat box too. Okay, so let me just finish here. Okay. So yeah, so I invite you to try this product, and the challenge would be taking it, as I said, in between breakfast and lunch, and also in the afternoon. So you can try this product and replace your sugary drinks today, even your diet sodas, your diet energy drinks. So as I mentioned, we've got a sample that you can take, you can fill in the form, and we'll post one out to you. So just to summarize the fat loss tips, I just wanted to always like to add these in just at the end. You know, eating a high fiber diet really helps with maintaining weight and losing body fat, protein at each meals, having healthy fat, minimizing your sweets, substitute that with fruit if you're really craving sweets, and then do resistance or weight training, and try using the Fire and Ice. This is a great product to introduce to people who haven't tried any of the Sisel weight loss products, or have but haven't tried this particular product. You can definitely add it with the other products, and just to be mindful of the caffeine content. So if you're drinking coffee as well, you need to be mindful how much caffeine you're having in the day. If you're having one stick and some coffee, that would be fine. As I said, you could take up to 3 Fire and Ice. That would be the maximum, but it depends on your sensitivity. So I like to even try half a sachet to begin with before taking the full one, and then see how you go. And that's it. So I'm just going to finish up the presentation.
I didn't see if still a bullet on grain.
We're jumping on
I've never seen someone do that.
I appreciate you getting on the call. And so do fill in that form if you'd like a sample of the Fire and Ice, and I'll post that out to you this week. And if you have someone that you think would like to try the Fire and Ice too, you can drop their name into that form, and I will happily post one out as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed the information on this product, and it gives you a bit more knowledge about it. And I appreciate you getting on the call. We are on daylight savings time now in Melbourne, and Queensland may not be aware of that, some of the people who get on the call, but hopefully they will next week. So thanks for getting on, everyone, and have a great night.
Thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
Great call. Thank you, Katie.
Thanks, Ian.
Recording stopped.